Hey everyone, it's Triple Mango Threat or Ashley, and today we're going over the upgrades for Obscura Operation. I'll have the links to all the cards I'm going to be adding and removing in the description down below, and if you purchase them, you help out the channel at no additional cost to you, so thank you. So let's talk about our commander, Kamiz Obscura Oculus. It's a 2/4 Cephalid rogue that costs 1 white, blue, black, and it says whenever you attack, target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. It connives. Then choose another attacking creature with lesser power. That creature gains double strike until end of turn. To have a creature connive, we're going to draw a card, then discard a card. If we discarded a non-land card, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So let's talk about the cards I'm going to be adding to the deck. We have Abzan Falconer, and this is a creature that says each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has flying. This is a great card, especially for 25 cents. This can help that lesser creature that we're given a +1/+1 counter to, flying, which can be a form of evasion because not a lot of players, at least in my meta, have flyers, so that's really helpful for the deck. We're going to get more damage through, and next we have Blood Tracker. The deck did lack a lot of card draw, so this is going to be very helpful. It's a 2/2 with flying. We can pay a black and 2 life to put a 1/1 counter on it, but of course we're already making those counters with our commander, and it says whenever it leaves the battlefield, we'll draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. Next is Bone Miser for 4 and a black. It's a 4/4 zombie wizard, but what we care about is this next part. Whenever you discard a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Whenever you discard a land card, add 2 black mana. And whenever you discard a non-creature card, non-land, draw a card. So whatever we discard, even if we can't connive off of it with our commander, we're going to get something from it with Bone Miser. And then next I have Brina the Demagogue. Usually this is a commander, but I thought this would work really well in the deck because it's going to help players want to attack each other, which we're going to do anyways. And we can start putting 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature we control. And if we hit somebody that's not the lowest and not us, we get to draw a card. Next we have Containment Construct. This is a really sweet card. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that from your graveyard. If you do, you may play that card this turn. So whatever we discard, we can actually still play it, and we're not actually going to lose it to our graveyard. Next we have Herald of Secret Streams. So creatures with a +1/+1 counter on them that we control can't be blocked. So whatever creature we have with a +1/+1 counter on it, whatever we connive is going to be great because it now has double strike and it's unblockable. Next I want to mention Military Intelligence. For 1 and a blue, if we attack with 2 or more creatures, we get to draw a card, which we want to do anyways with our commander. Next, we're talking about Una's Blackguard. So you may not think this would work good in the deck, but wait for this. The bottom part says whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. And if we happen to have rogues, they enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on them, which that isn't my focus. Being able to make players discard cards is very powerful, and we want our creatures to be dealing combat damage anyway, so this works great. The last card I want to talk about is dealing combat damage with Reconnaissance Mission. So whenever our creatures deal combat damage to a player, we may draw a card. So we can hit an opponent with 4 creatures and draw 4, unlike Military Intelligence, which just lets us draw 1 if we attack with 2 or more. So as for the cards I want to remove from the deck, we have Alayla, Artful Provocateur. I did not understand why this was in the deck, because it promotes artifact and enchantment stuff, and flying creatures get +1/+0, which we get from casting those artifacts and enchantments. I just didn't think this worked great with the deck. The next one is Archon of Coronation. When it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch, which is a great way to start drawing cards, and as long as we're the Monarch, damage doesn't cause you to lose life. I just think the other cards I'm putting in will be more along the lines of what the deck wants to do already. Champion of Wits. When it enters the battlefield, we can draw equal to its power. If you do, discard 2. This is along the lines of the discard theme that's going on, but I just didn't see it going along with the deck. Next is Custody Lich. This is another Monarch card that's going to help us draw cards, but we're taking it out because it says whenever we become the Monarch, target player sacrifices a creature. Well, with Una's Blackguard, whenever we deal combat damage to a player, they have to discard. Yes, that's different than sacrificing, but it's still a form of removal. We're still messing with our opponents. Identity Thief is for whenever it attacks, we can exile another target non-token creature. If you do, it becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn, and we can return the exiled card under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. I just feel like it's a lot of steps, and it's also a 0/3, so if we're not able to target another creature, it's just kind of by itself. I didn't see this one working very well. Ink Fathom Witch. I thought it was neat. It's 1/1 with fear, and we can pay 2, a blue and a black, so 4 mana to make each unblocked creature base power and toughness a 4/1 until end of turn, which makes sense because we can still connive and make them a 5/2 with double strike, making that 10 damage, but I really feel like that 4 mana is going to be a lot in the long run. Next we have Nadir Kraken, so whenever we draw a card we can pay 1, and if we do, this gets a +1/+1 counter, and we create a 1/1 tentacle creature token. It does go along with the counter theme, but we're just making 1/1s off of this. I felt like it was a little slow for the deck. Same with Whirler Rogue. When it enters, we create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter creature tokens with flying. We can tap 2 untapped artifacts we control to make something unblockable, but we already have cards that we're putting in that make things unblockable if they have counters, which will be a lot easier. And the last card is Rexiel, the Risen Deep. This does care about dealing combat damage, and it also has Island Walk and Swamp Walk, but it's only focused on instants and sorceries from other players' graveyards. I feel like if this was the commander, it would do excellent, but that's not the case. If you want to watch more upgrade videos, check out this video right here, and be on the lookout for more videos coming soon about the other commanders from Streets of New Capenna, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.